Let's turn to Tesla. The CEO, Elon Musk, saying he has formed a new political party called the America Party. President Trump slamming the move.
It's always been a two-party system, and I think starting a third party just adds to confusion. It really seems to have been developed for two parties. Third parties have never worked. So he can have fun with it, but I think it's ridiculous.
Joining us now is Bloomberg's Craig Trudell. Craig, the president thinks it's ridiculous. I'm sure some shareholders do too with this move in the pre-market. Before we get into the politics, let's just talk about the company. Craig, what's the condition, the state of operations currently?
Not good. And we got a fresh indication of just how poorly the company is doing last week when they reported another 13% decline in quarterly sales. So, the vehicle deliveries reported for the first quarter, there was, some question as to just how much of this had to do with, Musk and his politicking and just how much it had to do with the Model Y changeover. That's their most important vehicle. And they did have, all of their factories go down for some time in the first quarter. By the time you got to the second quarter, you had that fresh product, that arrow in the quiver, and yet Musk, also was giving investors this notion that, I'm going to turn back to the business now that I'm done with Doge. He has not, done that, as we've seen on a sort of day-to-day basis. He's continues to kick things up in Washington, and now has made himself not only an opponent of the Democrats, but an opponent for the GOP and for President Trump.
Craig, when you look at the data right now for car sales, not just in Europe, but around the world, do you see a brand issue that's unique to Tesla, or do you see an industry problem that others have too?
It's a really important question, and one that is, couldn't be clearer, where, here in Europe, you are seeing consistently Tesla being, down month after month, and industry-wide EV sales are actually quite strong. And it's been a bit surprising because early this year we had, the industry lobbying furiously for relaxing CO2 regulations, right? There was this real concern that the sort of incumbents, the established car makers, weren't going to be able to get their emissions down fast enough. Instead, we're seeing, companies like Volkswagen have a bit of a sort of pickup in electric vehicle sales, while Tesla is really taking it on the nose. And so this is not a case of the industry more broadly having, problems with EV sales. I would also point to GM just this past quarter in the U.S. More than doubled its EV sales. And so this is an issue of Tesla clearly having problems with, winning over car buyers and people looking to alternatives, perhaps, for the reason of Musk more so than anything else.